Hello and welcome to another update video about Cardano. In this video, we're going to take a look at the Cardano price, what it has been doing and what it might do in the next few hours or so until the next update video. Then we're going to take a look at the Bitcoin chart. Obviously, we start with Bitcoin first because it's leading the market. I'll keep it brief. And yeah, again, thanks a lot for everybody who's watching these videos. You guys like the content. I know that. A lot of likes, a lot of positive feedback in the comments. Thanks a lot. For everybody who wants to learn about technical analysis, check out my second channel in the description. There's a lesson each day. And then I want to talk about the fact that, the China news, a lot of people think that these news from China actually led to that price drop. Now, I am one of these people who actually don't believe that. I believe that this is all that you could see, that this is. It's always, it's always the case that if prices move up, if there is a positive trend, then people will always look for the reasons. People will look for the news why the prices are currently go up. And it's the other way around as well. If there is a price drop, people will try to look for the news and yeah, why are so people always look for a fundamental reason. But in the end, I believe it's actually, the markets move because people act in predictable ways. People act in certain patterns, and there have been very clever people in the history who've come up with, with Elliott waves, who've come up with certain theories how markets work, and that's essentially what I believe in. And it's, there are so many news in the world which happen every day. There have never been that many bullish and positive news about Bitcoin, and nevertheless, prices drop, and there was a sharp drop now, and people suddenly think, that was because of China. That's not what I believe, and I'm of completely different opinion. I believe the markets move. You can see trends actually in the market movements, and then the media or whoever will look for the reasons, and then that one piece of news comes up which people believe then was really the reason for that drop. These news can be a catalyst, no doubt, but the markets were already rolling over before these news came up. And we said it on this channel, and you could clearly see that we could, we were in this move to the upside here with Bitcoin. But I remember that video that I did when I said that we really need to be careful that we are not rolling over, and we need to be aware that we could be rolling over here, because essentially this is the same pattern that we did back here. It is essentially that pattern, and then you had it here, and then we had it here in the very small, on the micro, or at least in a smaller scale. That was not a strong uptrend. That started quite strongly, but then it dropped off very quickly, and you already struggled to make a new higher high, and only then the markets dropped. And then, oh yes, it was China. No, it wasn't. The market was already rolling over. We didn't make a new high. We had a double top here on the Bitcoin chart, and then the markets drop, and then suddenly, yeah, of course, it was China. Maybe that was the catalyst, but the markets were already losing momentum. So you can see it in the charts, and this happened before the news from China came out. Anyway, let's start with Bitcoin. We are here on the daily chart, and what we can see that we are continuing to drop. Did say earlier that I believe we haven't seen the lows yet. We actually dropped briefly below 40,000 today. You can see that, or actually just hit 40,000. And I just want to talk about, where could we actually land? So with Bitcoin, we can see that on the daily, it's not looking bullish at all. We're actually dropping further. Yes, we had strong support here, back here. That was actually already, a few weeks after that flash crash of nearly 43,000. Quite strong support here at 40,000. You can see that with a lower shadow. We're currently above that trend line again. A lot of buyer support here, but the sellers still push the price lower. You can see that on the RSI. The RSI is not slowing down its downward trend. So I can't see on the daily anything like a bullish, bullish divergence. So I can't see that, which would mean that we would need to have a higher high on the RSI and the price still dropping, but the price is dropping, the RSI is dropping as well. Can't see anything like a bullish divergence here at the moment in that wave. And also we bounced, we came outside of the Bollinger Bands again, and we bounced back in here. We came out, we bounced back in. This is generally what happens. So not really a surprise. It happened here already as well. And it's whenever you get out of the Bollinger Bands that you actually normally bounce back in. So when you have such a sharp price drop, but you're already at the lower end, for example, of the Bollinger Bands, it's typical that you bounce back in. The MACD is starting to accelerate to the downside as well on the daily. So yeah, I don't think with Bitcoin and also not with Cardano we have seen the low yet. And I told you that what my price targets are for Cardano. So what is actually my price target for Bitcoin? The immediate price target before we have a first chance, I think, to get back to the upside. I think that is the point. This is this level here, 38,400. Again, it depends on which exchange you're looking at. This is Coinbase because prices are always a little bit different, but let's call it 38,500. That is the 0.618 Fibonacci retracement level. If you're wondering why this says 0.382 on my chart, well, that's because I've got them reversed because I use that tool for the extension levels as well. I explained that in another video, nothing that needs to bother you now, but this is the 0.618 Fibonacci retracement level. It's a key level on Fibonacci retracement, well, levels. And it is the 38,500. I think if we drop below that, then I think we can go back down to 29,000 roughly, yeah, or below 30,000. That is, I haven't mentioned that scenario before, but I think if we genuinely drop below that, we can go down to all that level, and I think we can do that fairly quickly. It wouldn't be great, but it is what it is. And you know, I always try to be honest with you. I don't try to hype anything and pump anything out here. It is what I see, and so far I think on this channel we've been quite accurate actually. I think the only thing that really I did get wrong, and that was my own mistake, was up here that I thought that we would go up further. Didn't see it coming. It was possible to see on the Cardano chart. It was harder to see on the Bitcoin chart. I didn't see that coming, but all the other things when we started to roll over, I did see it here as well, to be honest. And I made a video back then that I said, you know, we might start to roll over here, but in my, you know, we're all humans. I became too biased and too bullish, and I'm honest about that. So nothing to hide here, and that's fine. You know, we all make mistakes. Didn't see that coming. That came of a surprise to me. This here didn't really. And again, my price target, I try to be quite specific. So 38,500. I don't think we've seen the low yet. Yeah, it's just not what I see here on the chart. Now let's go to Cardano. That's what you guys essentially are all here for. Currently trading at 206. Let me just refresh that chart. Don't know why I haven't got the information on the right hand side. Essentially with no notifications. Anyway, let's just make that larger here. With Cardano, again, daily chart. Kraken is the exchange that gives us the prices here, and on the daily we can see that also with Cardano we have been obviously dropping further here, had that horizontal support, had a head and shoulders pattern which you can better see on the 1 hour or 4 hour chart. We dropped all the way down here, found support at just below $2, and let's go and have a look here on the RSI. Also the similar picture to Bitcoin, RSI below 50, MACD is dropping. Let's go and have a look at the 1 hour chart for Cardano. That's where the detail is, and that's where we can become a bit more specific. Now, essentially what we've done here is we had a chance here. We made something like a double bottom here, and we moved up again today. Yeah, and we tried to break through that level again. Did say in my update video earlier today, which was somewhere here before we actually broke to the upside, it was just before that, I did say I should become, I said I was still quite bearish actually, and I said I should be a bit more bullish because all the indicators were suddenly on the hourly looking a little bit better, and we're getting very close to that 220 or 218 level. I did say if we break that successfully, then we can see each other at 230. But we didn't break it. So we tried to break it, but we failed. And now we're on our way to the downside again, and might now have actually something like a double top here, which is a reversal, where it's a trend continuation pattern where essentially you continue that downtrend. Yeah, because what we did, we tried to go to the upside, we failed. We made another attempt, we failed. So we didn't make that reversal happen that could have happened actually. So we will possibly continue our trend to the downside. I think we will possibly drop below $2 at some point here. And then what is our price target? And I did say it before, try to be quite specific here. Well, it certainly is in that yellow box at some point, and we already hit that, and I actually showed you that price target when we were up here somewhere before we broke to the downside. So that is already fulfilled, but I think we'll get actually closer once more to the 185 level. And again, 185, that again is that 0.618 Fibonacci retracement level. And if we land there, that C correction wave, in my opinion, will be fulfilled, and we will continue our way to complete the third impulsive wave to the upside of Cardano, where we currently are based on the Elliott wave method. Now there is a possible other scenario that could go with that scenario if Bitcoin drops further and we don't stop here. Then we could go much further down with Cardano, but I can't see it at the moment. At the moment, I still think Bitcoin will land here at the 0.618 Fibonacci retracement level of 38,500 in that range. And I think Cardano will land here at 185. And it says 186 here, but again, the prices on the different exchanges are always a little bit different, and prices are very dynamic anyway. So it is, I believe, 185 in that close range. And again, you know, I can't really see anything super bullish at the moment. The trend tried to slow down here for Cardano, at least. You know, did say this morning that Cardano was holding quite well compared to Bitcoin, and we can see that while Bitcoin is actually really, if we just go to the hourly, doesn't seem to hold that well. You can see it actually dropping. Looks like it looks, you can see that downtrend clearer in my opinion than on Cardano, because Cardano, let's go back here, you actually try to push to the upside again and haven't dropped that far, you know, as Bitcoin has done actually in that last move. I mean, look at from that drop to that drop was quite significant. Yes, we've recovered from there, but we have failed to make another high, so we're actually continuing the downtrend, whereas Cardano actually tried really to push a little bit to the upside, came up a little bit higher than Bitcoin did compared to that recent move to the upside, but again failed to make another high. So this is indicates to me that we're going to drop further, which I want to see, to be honest, because then if we hit that 0.618 Fibonacci retracement level, we could see that push to the upside from there, and that might work very well together with the Cardano summit. So if we get some good news there, you know, that could again like be something like a catalyst to push back to the upside again. And we are here on the hourly with Cardano. We are not in oversold territory yet. Let's just take a look at the 4-hour chart. We are close to oversold here on the 4-hour chart, which is also why we found some good support down here. And let's just take a final look at the daily, and then I think we'll leave it for today. We are not yet in oversold, whereas we're quite close actually. But you can actually see on the daily especially that this downtrend is currently not slowing down. Yeah, it's not slowing down. So yeah, it's not looking too good at the moment, unfortunately, which doesn't mean that I think we're entering a bear market, not at all. I think we need to see that potential price drop at the moment, and from then on we will continue our third wave move to the upside. For anyone who missed the previous videos, according to Elliott wave counts, which I spent extensive time to try to get them right, and again, no guarantee that they are right, but we have that primary wave 1 here, which was a top that we formed in May. Then we've got that drop, which we also did in May, and we haven't completed that third wave yet. Yeah, and the reason is that while we actually had a drop here and here, we actually did not, we actually came down too far, so that was not the completion of the third wave. So we are technically still in that building of that third wave to the upside, and then there will be another drop, which would be the fourth wave, and then final move to the upside, which is the fifth wave. And again, with Elliott wave, based on Elliott wave method, you've got the waves on the smaller scale here, but I don't want to go into too much detail because it would probably bore most of you. And maybe if you're interested, let me know, then we will go through the entire count together and I'll get in more detail, but I guess many people just don't want to see it, which is fine. You want short updates, and this video is already too long. So I hope you liked the video. If you did, please smash the like button, and if you want to follow me on this crypto journey, then please subscribe. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye bye.